Hello there. Hundreds of passengers are feared dead after a Malaysian Airlines jet crashed in Ukraine near the Russian border. It's now known that at least 6 Britons were on board the plane. The US Vice President Joe Biden has said that the aircraft was blown out of the sky. Both the Ukrainian government and pro-Russian separatists are denying responsibility. Well, a fireball followed by a large plume of smoke was filmed by residents living in eastern Ukraine. The country's government says the emergency services have been delayed in reaching the crash site by armed pro-Russian separatists. Pictures from the scene show wreckage strewn over a wide area. Reports say at least 100 bodies have been found so far, with no sign of any survivors. The downed plane, MH17, was a code-share with KLM 4103, carrying 280 passengers and 15 crew. The Interfax news agency is reporting the plane's black box flight recorder has been recovered and is in the hands of pro-Russian separatists. Well, let's take a closer look at the route of the aircraft. Flight MH17 took off from Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam at 12:15 local time. That's 11:15 British summer time. It was on its way to Kuala Lumpur, due to arrive at 06:10 local Malaysian time. Well, data from Flight Radar 24 suggests the plane had just passed the city of Kremenchuk, around 185 miles from the Russian border, when it disappeared. Malaysian Airlines say local air traffic controllers lost signal from the plane at 15:15 BST, and it was last registered flying at 33,000 feet. It's thought the crash site is near the village of Grabovo. Our Moscow correspondent Katie Stallard reports.
The moment of impact was captured on camera. The first response was panic, disbelief. Debris still falling from the sky. Thick black smoke rising from the crash site where flight MH17 had come down. The first pictures showed what was left of the aircraft, the burning wreckage being hosed down, but all hope of survivors lost. Many of the images were too graphic to broadcast. The Boeing 777 took off from Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. This picture was taken by an amateur photographer. It had 280 passengers and 15 crew on board. Malaysian Airlines lost contact with the plane 2 hours later. Its last known position was over Ukraine. Ukraine's foreign minister offered sincere condolences and then immediate claims of Russian involvement.
We are providing those recorded phone calls where two military officers of Russia, GRU, the Minister of Defense, discussing. One is reporting and one is receiving the report about the shutdown of the plane over the territory of Ukraine in Donetsk Oblast, exactly at 4:20 p.m.
The plane came down in rebel-held territory in the region of Donetsk, close to the Russian border. Fighting in the area has intensified in recent days, and several Ukrainian aircraft have been shot down. On the 14th of June, a Ukrainian military transport plane, an Ilyushin 76, was brought down with the loss of all 49 on board. On Monday, a Ukrainian Antonov 26, another military transport, was shot down. The Ukrainian authorities claim by a surface-to-air missile. Probably, they claim, fired from the territory of the Russian Federation.
The most likely reason is that it was a mistake by somebody operating a very sophisticated anti-aircraft missile system, an SA-11 or an SA-17, who wasn't as sophisticated as the missile that he was operating. And the plane was travelling in the same direction that Ukrainian government planes had come before, and was mistaken perhaps for a Ukrainian government plane.
Ukraine's Interior Ministry claims the plane was shot down by separatists using the powerful Buk ground-to-air missile system, though the separatists deny they are involved. Vladimir Putin has expressed his deepest sympathies to the families, but has yet to set out Russia's view of events. Tonight, the families of passengers waking up in Malaysia started to arrive at the airport, desperate for news. They know that none of those on board are thought to have survived. But beyond the immediate human tragedy of flight MH17 will be the political claim and counterclaim to come. Katie Stallard, Sky News, Moscow.